I can't breathe in this thing!
You know, I love the way that a game that's all about physics has absolutely no problem completely flaunting every rule it claims to lay down. You know what really sucks in this game? Meteors and regolith. Stuff piles up, doesn't cool off, gets in the way, and every now and then you'll have a meteor just completely thread the needle and wind up somewhere it obviously should not have been, just to see how many things it can take out at once. There's a bunch of stuff here that I've just kind of given up on repairing, or even caring about for that matter. And for the most part, it's almost anything regolith lands on a regular basis. Having to sweep the stuff off of here all the time, get stuff out of the way here, and I don't know for a fact, the moment I open... Yeah, so this managed to even completely cover the flip and switch. There's a switch here somewhere. There it is. So open that up. At least I powered it, so it doesn't take forever. And then it's going to fall, and it's going to cover something up, and probably break something again. Okay, that's not too bad. I have managed to get, hang on, make sure nothing dumb happens while I'm staring at the star map. I have examined all the way out to here. And it's things like, well, see, there's these places that have like liquid oxygen in it. I have not even tried to make liquid oxygen. Considering I have managed to fail at cooling water long term, liquid oxygen is not something I want to even try. There's a opening biome. There's some materials. Liquid hydrogen, which gonna need for the next... Oh wow, stuff I already have in abundance. Thanks, it's great. More of that. The Earth, because I watched a clip I wasn't supposed to, so I know how the game's working. Been everywhere around here. Took me a couple times to realize the sequence you have to go through to launch a rocket. I managed to explore this place like 3 times. That said, it brought back like 3 artifacts and some other stuff. I know iso resin is required. I think it's for supercoolant. But since you only get to bring back 12 tons and over here 101.66 repeating kilograms comes back per cycle, you're looking at 80 cycles for a replenishment. At this point, I kind of just want to finish the game. I kind of just want like to finish the game. Like I'll send stuff out to a bunch of these gassy moos. Those make a thing that I've never done. This will be the only way I'm going to get sleet wheat for a while, because I can't seem to successfully cool anything off enough. More liquid hydrogen. Then all the way out here. So I'm assuming that's the tear. That's the end goal. Slowly exploring our way to it, but we're still using the steam engine. Slapped a solid fuel thruster on there, so at least I could get out to like the second. Yeah, I managed to explore these. This is as far as my rocket will go. We're working on the setup for the petroleum one. This guy's got one more trip to make. I have a tendency of just using the obsolete technology for as long as possible. I haven't been there yet. Been to all of them, so that's the last one I can go to with the engine I have to get all of this research. So as soon as somebody manages to figure out, oh no, it's in. Cool. In, and there's that. So let's open the pod bay doors so someone can come in and clean crap off the windshield again. Launch path, Gossman's already assigned to it. Oh, odds are he's like off taking a dump or something. Okay, pause. There. And we'll dig all this junk out. And we'll send Gossman off on the last trip this old beater rocket's gonna make. Is that one of you? Nope. You guys just showed up to dig. You guys just showed up, put in an appearance. You went all the way up there and left that just sitting there. Like, did you think Abe was going to do it for you? I might have got a little impatient. Might have. Let's flip the gantry open and hope we don't fry somebody. Look out, Abe! Look out! You okay? Okay, you're okay. You're just a little crispy. You'll be fine. And we've half cooked the gas filter again. Be happy when a bunch of this stuff just breaks for real. I don't gotta worry about it anymore. So while Gossman is off making the last trip in the Pinto version rocket there, I tried to do something sneaky here to bleed heat off the iron that comes out of this volcano, and unfortunately I went and put in some polluted dirt, which immediately turned into a gob of sand after it had filled the place with 500 kilos of steam. So my options are either like 2 or 3 airlocks here and an Atmos suit thing, or I hope this thing doesn't plug off over and over and over again. It seems like it's plugged off a couple of times, and then other times it's worked just fine. I somehow made glass with it. Don't ask me how. I wound up with 17 grams worth of glass in here. It makes no sense at all. But I stole this design. Well, not the design. I just stole the idea of running it through here past plates and stuff to cool it off. Are you doing anything at all? Anything at all? You're going to sit there and hork away and do nothing. Hey, that's great. Thanks for letting me down on camera. You know, I've been trying to figure out why there was always water over here. They've been storing ice in the storage bin, and I don't remember telling them to store ice here. But they did. And I'd be like, okay, why is there water here? Let's mop up, let's mop up, let's mop up, and there was just water everywhere constantly. I must have had something over here. I think I might have had some regular tiles. Yeah, there were a couple of regular tiles and some bins with some bins storing ice. I just never tore the bins down. Let's do this. Let's get rid of this bin. Someone can come and get this ice. Soon, please. Anybody? Look, you're gonna... I don't feel like making you mop again. So, this dumb plan for providing steam. The dumbest steam room ever did its job. Did its job rather well, to be honest. I put water in every now and then, up until the the pipe behind here broke because it got too hot. These things take damage because it got too hot. All of this stuff in here is still 130 degrees C and 1,000 kilos of steam. And rather than build an oxalate refinery, I decided to simply manufacture it through misery. I kept getting puff prince eggs, and they will they live on oxygen. They poop oxalate. This guy here should poop out some oxalate here any minute now. No performance anxiety, right? Hey, dude. Are you guys gonna make some oxalate on camera? Anyway, that's where all of my oxalate has come from lately. After you dig it all up like right off the bat and use it. And since I don't want these guys producing oxalate down here in the stank room, I had to put them somewhere. Right? I put one quick little breeding cell up here just to make eggs. They get loved. They make the puff eggs, which float around here and eat and die, and then you wind up with like so many of the prince eggs. You gotta do something with them. So no, they can go live up there. This setup, I didn't think I'd have this much of a problem ensuring that there was enough polluted oxygen in an area. Like, I know it's one of those things you're supposed to, like, what? What are you doing? Why are you going in there? Store molten larva eggs. What are you doing up here? You went in there, didn't you? You went in there to get regolith for filtration medium and burnt yourself. Because I still haven't come up with a decent way to deal with this crap. Anyway, that'll be future me's problem. What did I yellow alert? No one's moved that ice yet? For real? Yeah, okay, well. It'll melt. We'll make more. But this setup here, this setup works fine for a while, and then it piles up. I'll get one little, despite the fact that this emptier was only set for polluted water, I would wind up with a little skim of water on top of this. So none of it would go off gas. So this wouldn't have anything. So to try to make up for that, tiled this up, threw a bunch down, so hopefully this will off gas. And it still isn't enough. It's still never enough. I've had a couple times where these were nice and full and things were working fine. And then the wheels fell off and they fly around going, oh, I'm hungry, I'm blah, 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 and thing and stuff. Over here, having the same problem with the slicksters. They're eating all of my carbon dioxide. All the carbon dioxide that comes through, except for some of it gets sent down here to make polluted water to keep these trees alive. Most of it is going into these guys. And we're sucking up just a little bit of heat while we do it. Not a whole lot, but giving her a try. They're generating their own heat. Like a lot of their own heat. So they make sure they keep making molten slicksters. But they're hungry little critters. Like, oh, there's a larva egg heading to storage. God, the ambient temperature is still high. There is a way for oxygen, like, there is a way for stuff to get out, and that's right here. The whole point was to try to have a layer of carbon dioxide in here, but these guys are eating it so fast. It's an Atmos sensor. So if it's below, that's too much, that'll flow out. There, below 44. Let's try that. You're not doing too bad. One more, like that. And then any excess should kind of exchange between. So if there's more slicksters in one pod than another, it should stay fairly regular. And these little goobers have essentially provided all the petroleum I'm gonna use when we upgrade the rocket. So we haven't used any of the actual petroleum production in the base yet for it. I'm kind of happy about that, because carbon dioxide is just something you're normally trying to get rid of, except in spots where it's just doesn't want to go away. But if I can use something I already have too much of, so much the better. That's, you know, that's why I didn't make an oxalate refinery or two, because why spend 1200 watts to get something that these guys will poop out for free. The two big projects from last time, I haven't recorded for a couple of days, just kept doing a couple dumb things. First is making sure that this is up. I got a whole bunch of salt water, so I don't have to worry about these oil refineries running out of fuel. I did have, you see all these exits? You see all these X's? You see all of these X's? So they're all gas pipe. They're all there because, oh, I didn't change this. Because there's just a little bit of water down here floating on top of the oil, and every now and then it flashes to steam and it gets caught in the pipes, and wherever it has a state change, it damages the pipe. Did not intend to have this happen, but it has happened. Most of it's gone, but guaranteed something's going to flash up too hot. We'll just filter out here, and it can dribble down and turn into more steam, and we can pick it up, and it can turn into more steam, and we can pick it up, and yeah. This thing here's running decent for a while, though. It did have a runaway, because I left tiles under it. And then something around here decided to just nope out. It created a whole bunch of steam and ran away, but it's been running good. I'm not sure when this magma is going to turn back into lava, or going to turn into obsidian, though. Because, like, here there's... Let's go somewhere I haven't messed with anything yet. Over here, so we have 1480, 1495, 1491, 1480, 1470 something. So it's actually hotter than the obsidian in a few spots. This will eventually fail, unfortunately. That said, hopefully I'll be able to just dig down here, and so if I got in to here, I could build a glass block there, which would get me one further down. But I couldn't break that one because I'd run the risk of having my dude fall in, and then we would never get him back. That would be unfortunate. The other big dumb project was a combination of things. This brine tank's got pretty high a couple of times. It's almost overflowed a couple of times. Skimmed off a whole bunch just for reasons, in case I might need it. It's being sent all the way up. I'm using it for secondary cooling in a bunch of places. And it's going to go up. It's winding up here. And this will fill up. And then I'll have another spot fire to deal with. Again, that is future Dub's problem. The other bit is that I have a whole bunch of dog water from down there. Bring it up, and I expect this to make no sense, but it floats all the way around all of this to soak up ambient heat. It's still like 50-some degrees in spots for some reason. It's 47-degree water. And you go here, and it's like almost 50 degrees again. It was really hot over here, and it was really hot over here. Just trying to sponge up a bunch of that heat, and then once it's hit ambient everywhere, which this kind of already has, so let's do something on camera so it can fail. Which it already has. That's awesome. It's great. It's excellent timing. I let this fill up a little bit too much, and it's jammed. So this flips, shuts that valve, opens that valve. This is sending everything. This is dog water. This guy doesn't care about salt water. Salt water passes right through the water sieve. Into the desalinator. Goes up. This hot water geyser has not run in a long time. He's been kind of full. This whole thing's been kind of full, and it's going to try to fill up more. But what it isn't. It's what it isn't, and it isn't 95 degrees here. Granted, it's 60-some down there, but it's not 90 degrees. We've literally just dumped cleaned wastewater on top of this. The point where it's manageable. Okay, go away, water sieve. No one likes you. So now, that comes over. I've given up on these cooling loops. Flat out given up on them. This is leftover water from something else. This is production water from somewhere. We take this now 60-degree water instead of 90. I got a little bit of it in here, so this kind of goes from 40 to 50. But that's okay, because everything that needs 50-degree water in this giant blob of crap is perfectly fine with it. Over here it gets turned into 27. 27 is much more manageable. These don't overheat. And some of this water used to go somewhere else, but I wasn't making enough of it, considering it branched off in 2 or 3 other places. So now we've got somewhat much more. It's manageable enough that I can grow more thimbleweed. It is not manageable enough for me to grow gristleberries. So over here, this loop of crap water cools off to. It kind of depends. If I'm that big brine trip all the way up into the temporary pond way up there. If that's not running, if that's not adding additional cooling, this winds up coming out at 30 or just above. But for the time being, I'm getting 20-some degree water in it. Let's see here. Contents empty because you have nowhere to go. No one's brought you any filtration medium. Because why should anything get done properly? 25-degree polluted water should turn into 26, 27 degree clean water, and for the first time in a long time, I can grow one of the staple crops of the game. Or I could if I had any blossom seeds, because I will bet you they've all wound up in fish feeders. I will bet you. I will just bet you. Stop here for a second. What happened to you, Travaldo? Oh, you got scalded by doing something stupid. I'll bet you one of these fish feeders. No, you're empty. You have just algae and pinch pepper seeds. You meatheads fed all the blossom seeds to something. You have to be kidding me. Yep, you did. Well, eventually, we will get some blossom seeds, and I can grow bristle blossoms for the longest time, in the first time in forever. Which means we can... Oh, hey, yeah, right. Wow, I got a lot of lettuce. That is 6. Use that before it goes away. I want to plant sweet wheat so much because pepper bread has got this +5 morale thing. Can't. And because they went and fed all the frickin'... Because I didn't keep track of something, we now have to wait for gristleberry seeds to come through as a care package. Grumble, 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 grumble. Two steps forward, 3 steps back. Yep. Want to get to that tear? Want to get to it soon. And start this whole mess over again. Now that I have some slight idea now what I'm doing. It's going to be a while. We have far more failures to achieve before we get the final success. But that's for the future, and that's where I'll see you.